Education in Ebonyi State. He's also the Deputy Director of Civil Societies, Tinubu Shetima Presidential Council. So I say a fine morning to you, Barrister Uchenna Orji.
Thank you very much.
Okay then. All right. So, well, yesterday was, I imagine, quite a full day. Maybe we'll come to that aspect of your sort of responsibilities where we're talking about, you know, civil societies and the Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Council. But the big news, of course, first of all, is that yesterday attention was paid. That's the way I'm looking at it, but you can tell me your take on it. This whole matter about the Southeast not having been given as much attention as other areas. Was that notion dispelled yesterday?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's actually a matter of concern to every person, even every Nigerian, and of course, especially every Southeasterner. Be that as it may, we operate the political party system, and what you as a member of the party must know and appreciate is the fact that the principles of that party are followed. In our party, APC, that is a progressive party, we do not start rotational presidential system, and that's the leadership of the party did comply. So we, in as much as we think ordinarily, if it comes to parties, we believe that justice has been done to the constitution of the party. So we'll keep moving. And what is important again is at this point in our history, we need somebody that will give us a renewed hope. And we believe that the presidential candidate of APC has the experience, has the capacity, has also the goodwill to give us a renewed hope in this regard. And what everybody wants is making available the fiscal community, making this nation to be a robust nation where there's prosperity, where there's unity, where there's law, where we have even development. And we have seen the will and the capacity in the person of His Excellency Asuwaji Tinubu, who is our presidential candidate.
All right then. You know what, Uchenna, let me just take a, well, I would not take a break, but let me just went out earlier on that particular visit, and then we'll continue our conversation.
The presidential campaign rally in Abakaliki, the Ebonyi state capital, was carnival-like. The stadium was filled with supporters who gathered to show solidarity to the APC presidential and governorship candidates. Accompanied by his running mate, Senator Kashim Shettima, governors of Imo, Kebbi, Borno, Jigawa, Cross River, and members of the APC National and State Working Committee, the host governor, David Umahi, applauded Asiwaju Tinubu for his immense contributions to national development. He describes him as a true friend of the Southeast.
Okay, very short and sharp, staying to the point, and let me just stay on the point of...
Other governors say the
I think there's a bit more to come. So let me just wait, and so we just roll it, we just run it all through. It apparently was stopped a bit prematurely. So I'll just wait for the rest of the thing to play. Well, I have Barrister Uchenna Orji with me, so we'll make up for... It's one of the glitches that does happen. As you saw, that was stopped mid-sentence. So there was a bit more. But let me pick up, if I could, Uchenna, on the question of, well, the issue of being a true friend of the Southeast. It's interesting you said that because, you know, there are people who would... who had been conjecturing that attention wasn't being paid to that area. And so, as I said earlier, maybe all of that was dispatched following the rousing welcome that I could see there, and also some of the things that your governor, His Excellency David Umahi, also said at the venue, which we'll touch on soon.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me reiterate again that in a body state we believe in capacity, we believe in ability and readiness to really provide the desired dividends of democracy to the people. It's a social concept that is inviolable, and that the people of a state will always ensure or expect from anybody that's made a deal. And that we have seen in our presidential candidate. Of course, what we had yesterday was some sort of carnival, a celebration of excellence on the side of our government, a celebration of transformation that we have, an expectation of renewed hope, expectation of transformation that is to come under our presidential candidate. Let me say that judging from the performance of His Excellency Asuwaji Ahmed Tinubu as governor of Lagos State, and even his private establishment, one can say that we have got no problem, that the people of Ebonyi State are going to swim with him, are going to work with him. Our support from him is very total. And like I said, if you are talking about the best governor that laid foundation in the West, among the living legends, you talk about Asuwaji Tinubu. In the South, you are talking about a star governor that has laid foundation for himself, a durable foundation that will last for years. You talk about Governor Desmond. So there are two like minds, and certainly they will move together, they will flock together. So yesterday we saw somebody of a like mind, somebody that has some kind of personality with our governor. And we believe that if we vote him, the country will be better. And if we vote him, issues of security will be solved. If we vote him, issues of tribal sentiments, religious sentiments will be solved. Yes, because of the Muslim, he married a Christian. So for him, it doesn't matter where anybody's coming from. And so this is the kind of person we need at this material time. That we also sees all these matters, all these sentimental issues of religion, and all of that.
Now, what I'm about to say applies to the entire country, but particularly to the states of the southeast, Igbo in particular. Enterprise, commerce, those things are foremost. These are things that is part, shall we say, of their DNA. And he has vowed that he will indeed be galvanizing that. It's there already, but he will be galvanizing enterprise and commerce. So I'm sure, because as you know, in the Southeast, manufacturing, commerce, trading, whatever you want to call it, is very, very, very strong. So I imagine that that message would have resonated.
Yeah, it actually did. That is actually the point. And I would say that is actually what Southeasterners need of any president of this country. And that's why we are saying, yes, we've not had a fair opportunity to produce a president. They have to try to make a difference. Issue of enterprise, part of the character of the typical Southeasterner. Of course, we are very Republican, believe in the collective interest of the entire nation. And I can say that what is required of any president for him to satisfy the yearnings of the people of Southeast is to provide for us the basic social amenities, environment that will help us to drive the enterprise in the Southeast. Talking about the roads, talking about, of course, light power, talking about other social amenities. These are very key. But essentially to also enhance private sector participation, the running of businesses, in every part of Southeast is very important. Creating the enabling environment through necessary legislative framework, also through ensuring policies that will allow businesses to thrive. All parts of the Southeast, I can tell you that they believe in business, they believe in the works of their hands, they believe in self-sufficiency, they believe in being self-reliant. And their need for political will that will come from the top of the excellence of governance that will give them the guarantee, the assurance to really go about their business. Those in importation, those in exportation, those in manufacturing, responsible industry, and those that have factories, they would rely on all of these social amenities, especially power, to drive that. And of course, tax holidays and other incentives that will enable them to really do well in that business. In this is done, I can tell you that people of the South may not even be so much interested about who becomes the president, whether it's of the Southeast or any other part of Nigeria. And I think we've seen that very spirit from our presidential candidate, the presidential candidate of APC. He has done it before as governor of Lagos State, so we saw how he led foundation. And since there has been good governors, some good governors coming on board, striving to do or to improve upon what the previous governors did. And that is the way to go. You know, because that is the foundation the governor of the party has just laid. And that's why we believe in the succession plan that we have. We have what is called consolidation and continuity. That is the spirit of Japan, and that is also the spirit of our dear governor. Believe that whoever is going to succeed our governor must continue deepen the development process that he has started and continue to grow in that regard. If that is done, you can see that Southeast will be like Lagos. I can say that in the whole of Africa, Lagos is the city to be. And who did lay this foundation is Jagaba. And so I believe that every progressive mind, every mind that wants to really progress in terms of business, in terms of politics, in terms of social environment, to really feed into this business of supporting the APC presidential candidate and his vice presidential running mate. And this is going to go well for the people of South. We don't believe in sentiment. Tell us what you have done before so that we can follow your promise. Otherwise, it's not risk that have got no business with reality. So we are really mindful. But people are very mindful of the fact that we are just emerging. We need to really catch up with other advanced states. So what do? We must identify with a party that is going to give everyone progress, that is going to disturb with progress, that will ultimately give us fair opportunity and inclusiveness that we desire in Nigerian life.
Indeed. And the APC presidential candidate, Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as well as his running mate in the state yesterday, he also spoke about a pertinent issue. He spoke about dialoguing with agitators, that quite apart from transforming the Southeast, that he would actually dialogue with agitators. This, you know, how did you receive this? Because this is a very pressing concern, and if that is done, when that is done, I imagine it will augur well for just about everybody. Because the important thing is that dialoguing is dialoguing. They will be listening, and they will be, you know, they will be making compromises and that kind of a thing. So how important do you think that particular aspect of his presentation yesterday in Ebonyi was, that he will be dialoguing with agitators?
It is actually one of the selling points in the campaign of our dear presidential candidate. And it is coming from his heart as an experienced leader. He believes that dialogue is the way to go. But he believes that it's better to judge others to war. And the people of Southeast are very much at home with that very offer. And I can tell you that that's the way even the agitators are at home with that. In a very state, this is exactly what we've done in getting, you know, with a view to dialogue, with a view to getting them led at the arms, getting them rehabilitated, getting them empowered to really go into other means, fruitful means of livelihood. And this dialogue is offered to the people of Southeast, especially the agitators. I greatly appreciate your mind, and even if you are having a hardened heart, you'll be able to appreciate that this president has a fatherly heart. So what do? You need to come to the round table to discuss the issues, to know that the best way, the best thing to do is to really lay down your arm and really bring, you know, to the table all those issues so that it will be dialogue. So I give it to our presidential candidate has got the experience to do this, he has got the capacity. And got the rapid power. All through the period he was speaking from nowhere. Was not even from the papers. Was speaking convincingly, making the point that the people of the South is wanted. And one is the issue of making service
Indeed. Yeah.
Having to engage the agitators by way of
Indeed, because on that particular point you touched, he said, and I quote here, we are progressives and we will do the right thing. Bola Ahmed Tinubu said, we will move Nigeria forward and we will make Southeast Nigeria a Taiwan of Asia. So, I mean, quite frankly, let it be said, the Southeast is already moving in that direction. But now having presidential backing, should he be elected, it's almost like a done deal that as a progressive, and the word is his, we will do the right thing. Again, all of this must have been very, very encouraging signals to, stakeholders and leaders in the Southeast that, you know what, we can do business. Especially, it depends on who you are. You read it differently depending on who you are, but he said, we will do the right thing.
Yeah, in our ramifications, right thing means right thing. In terms of a certain inclusiveness, he said you will do the right thing. In terms of a certain equity, justice, he said you will do the right thing. In terms of a certain that there is security work, would he want to do to ensure he provides job opportunities for the teeming population, for the unemployed people, ensure he engages all agitators, not only of the Southeast, but other parts of the country, to ensure that he also gives us fair opportunities, rights of our fundamental rights, ensuring that it is guaranteed. And this is the way to go. Doing the right thing means that we are going to be progressively moving in the right direction in terms of opportunities to do business, opportunities also to have our relationship with other parts of this country without any form of discrimination, form of tribalism, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that if this is done, which we have promised, this country will move progressively in the right path.
He also zeroed in on education. He said it is commonly, first of all, the Southeast generally, education, I mean, there are many academics, many high-ranking professionals of excellence that have come from the place, many authors and all of that, generally from the Southeast. But the fact that it touched, and we've also spoken about commerce, haven't we? We're talking about commerce and industry, but he said it is known that education is everything. And so he sort of zeroed in on the children, that whatever was being done already, that effort would be augmented so that education could take pride of place. Because if you're talking about turning the Southeast into a Taiwan and all of that, commerce is fine, but education must also follow for innovation. Perhaps you'll agree.
Yeah, education is everything, like you did say. Education is innovation. Education is technology. Education is even commerce. In this age of e-commerce, e-business and all of that. Education is even security. Education is, self-reliance. Education is everything. Education is human capital development. And of course, education is a comprehensive or holistic approach to issues of development. That is what education is all about. So we have seen that education is at the centerpiece of his manifesto or his blueprint is elected, as it were. So I believe that every right-thinking person, we have many other standards to really go as what Tinubu, because of the very formidable principles of governance that has really brought aboard in his manifesto. I believe also that through education we are going to throw away all forms of tribalism, religious sentiment, tribal sentiment, cultural sentiment. Education will clear all of it. education will raise the human capital of every part of this country. And of course, we have done it before. As a governor, he governed with people with high human capital. And he continues to really ensure he enthroned those that had all it took, to make Lagos what it is today. From his immediate successor, the second successor, third successor, up to the third. And they have all been doing well. Some of them are ministers, some governors, some in other positions. So we believe they have got this very good way to really ensure that all he has promised will be fulfilled.
One moment, please. Solomon has called in from Delta State. Good morning, Solomon.
Good morning, sir.
Fine, thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Yes, the outing of Ahmed Bola Tinubu to Ebonyi State Abakaliki yesterday, to me, it's one of the best. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. It's one of the best outing for me. I'm really impressed. The way
Solomon, if your TV is on, I beg your pardon, if your TV is on, could you please mute the volume and then continue?
Of his plan for the Southeast, and I think that will go a long way to galvanize support for him in the Southeast. To me, it's one of the best parties for Ahmed Bola Tinubu in 3 presidential elections so far. Kudos to him and members of the PCC. They are doing a very good job there. Congratulations in advance.
Indeed. All right, then. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, Barrister Uchenna Orji, we'll take a break now, but please stay with us. We'll be right back and we'll continue with this conversation.
Politics is defined as getting what, where, when, and how. But in the mix, many things come to play to shape the political fortune of any country.
Honorable Minister, you misinform the public.
From the political actors to the electorate, campaign to voting, from debates to policy decisions, big events happen to engage us in constant conversation.
Tani want to wake out. He go sheba baluke. Tani want to feed go. Ọpẹ́ mi fún. Ọlọ́run ọba kábíyèsí Olódùmarè. Ọlọ́run tó dá àwọn òkè ìbàdí. Ẹni kò fi ọpẹ́ mi fún. I am singing unto the Lord, singing hallelujah. Yo, singing hallelujah. Yo, singing
Shall we
hallelujah.
take the national anthem? As we remain standing, May I invite to take the service Rufus N. Godwins, Esquire.
May we be upstanding. Our Father and our God in heaven, who rules in the affairs of men, and to whom the entire heaven is his abode, and the earth is footstool, including the grounds on which we stand today. Father, we acknowledge, Heavenly Father, that your name is a strong tower into which the righteous run, and that into your hands, what